Charts put energy into showing depth because boats hate to run aground. Let's look at this area around Point San Pedro and China Camp. The first way charts show depth is with color. White indicates deep water, which means that big ships stay in white areas. Blues are shallower water, which is less than 30 feet in this case. Green areas are intertidal and beige is land. Charts also have contour lines, and the numbers that are spotted all over indicate depth. These are called soundings. The units of depth are listed in the margin. The BAS charts use units of feet. Electronic charts let you choose between feet and meters. Now an important question. What are charted depths measured from, given that the water surface goes up and down with the tide? The answer is that depths are measured from the average level of the lower low tide. This level is called the mean lower low water. To see how this works, let's take this section off China Camp Beach and make an imaginary profile from it, with a lot of vertical exaggeration and not intended to be accurate. We're showing it at a pretty high tide, so the beach would be partly covered. The mean lower low water is defined as a water level of 0. Depths are measured down from it, so this spot might have a depth of 3 feet. Tides are measured up from it, so this might be a 2-foot tide. Tide levels lower than the mean lower low water are minus tides, so this might be a minus 1-foot tide. Here's a little more detail. The shoreline on a chart is set at the level of the average high tide. The area between the shoreline and the mean lower low water is the green intertidal zone on the chart. At China Camp, none of this zone is actually green. The upper part is sand and is part of the beach, and the lower part is boot-sucking mud flat. To wrap up, we know from the Details tab that China Camp is launchable at tide levels above 2 feet. So at 10:30 you'd be launching from high up the beach. But if you came back at 4, the tide level would be about 0 and you'd face a broad skirt of mud. We also see that this day has a minus tide.